Hello everyone. It's not fair. How many times have you said that to your mum or your friend or even your teacher? I wonder what their response was. We all seem to have our own idea of what it means to be fair, don't we? Do we sometimes shout, "It's not fair," when really we actually know it is fair? Today we're going to hear another one of our surprising stories. And what an interesting story it is. Remember to listen carefully. Don't miss the surprise at the end. So if you're ready, let's open the book and listen to Everyone Gets the Same.
Jesus' friends were worried. They had left everything to follow him, but what would they get in return? So Jesus told his friends this story. There was once a rich farmer who owned a big vineyard where he grew lots of grapes. One morning he woke up at 6 o'clock and looked out of his window. "Goodness me," he said, "it's harvest time, and I have so many grapes to pick. I need workers in my vineyards." So he got out of bed and went to the town to see who he could find. It was so early that all the biggest, strongest workers were there looking for work. "I'll give you work," he said. "Come with me." "We're big and strong," they said. "How much will you pay us?" £50 each, he answered. They all agreed and went to the vineyard to work. It was 9 o'clock in the morning and the farmer was having his breakfast. He looked out over his vineyard. "Goodness me," he said, "I've still got so many grapes to pick. I need more workers." So he went to the town and found some people standing around doing nothing. They looked quick and clever. "I'll give you work," he said. "Come with me." "We're quick and clever," they said. "How much will you pay us?" £50 each, he answered. They all agreed and went to the vineyard to work. It was lunchtime and the farmer was munching his sandwiches. He looked out over his vineyard. "Goodness me," he said, "I've still got so many grapes to pick. I need even more workers." So he went to the town and found some more people who looked pretty useful and ready for anything. "I'll give you work," he said. "Come with me." "We're pretty useful and ready for anything," they said. "How much will you pay us?" £50 each, he answered. They all agreed and went to the vineyard to work. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the farmer was having his afternoon tea. He looked out over his vineyard, and guess what? Yes, he still needed more workers. So off to the town he went again and found some people to pick his grapes. They weren't strong, they weren't fit, and they looked a bit clueless. But he said to them anyway, "I'll give you work, come with me." "We're not strong and we're not fit, and to be honest, we're a bit clueless," they said. "How much will you pay us?" £50 each, he answered. They all agreed and went to the vineyard to work. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon and the farmer was having his dinner. He looked out over his vineyard and you know what he was thinking, don't you? "Goodness me," he said, "it's nearly the end of the day, but I've still got so many grapes to pick. I need one last lot of workers." So off he went to the town again But who do you think he found there? All the people nobody else wanted. The ones nobody trusted. The ones nobody liked. The ones nobody thought they were good at anything. I'll give you work, he said. Come with me. But nobody likes us or thinks we're any good, they said. How much will you pay us? £50 each, he answered. They all agreed and went to the vineyard to work. It was the end of the day. All the workers lined up to be paid their wages. Those who came last, at 5 o'clock, were first in the queue. The farmer paid them £50 each. Then he paid those who started work at 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock. He paid each one of them £50. Hold on a minute, yelled the biggest and strongest workers who'd been there since 6 o'clock in the morning. We've worked all day for you in the hot sun. They've only just arrived. You can't pay them the same as us. It's not fair. Yes, it is, said the farmer. You all agreed to work for £50, and that's what I'm paying. It's perfectly fair. You all get the same. And then he added, it's my money and my vineyard after all. Why can't I be generous if I want to? Why can't those who came last get the same as those who were first?
When Jesus finished telling his story, his friends must have been surprised. Indeed, the farmer didn't need to pay those who came late as much as those who came first. But because the farmer was generous and gave them more than they deserved, it was amazing, wasn't it? He didn't want those who came first to think that they were more important than those who came later on. Now I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think about this. Think about all the people who take care of you and give you what you need because they love you, not because you deserve it. Now I'm going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your prayer, say Amen at the end. Dear God, thank you for those times when we get more than we deserve. Help us to be pleased when that happens to other people too. Help us also to remember that other people are just as important as we are. Amen.